floor for public comments. Does anybody have, or any trustees have anything that they want to say?
No.
Okay. Floor's open for public comments.
Good morning, members of the board. As you're aware, my name is Mark Citron, and I'm a candidate for mayor. I just have a couple of brief comments I'd like to make with respect to the agenda items. I want the board to know that from the day of the election to the present, I've always taken the position that the uncontested ballots, approximately 151, should be opened. And the reason I'm saying that is because I believe the voters of this village are entitled to know exactly what the tally is with respect to everything except the contested 31 ballots. I'm not quite sure why those ballots have not been opened. There's been no explanation provided by any officials of the village, and I maintain my position that they should be opened as quickly as possible, because that may resolve the issue of the mayoral election. If not, I'm prepared, as I've indicated in my legal filings, to go to court. I'm a party as a respondent in Mr. Guzzoni's petition, and I've filed my answer, and I am prepared to allow the judge, or if we can stipulate the Board of Elections, to make the decisions with respect to the validity of the 31 contested ballots. I look forward to resolving this issue as quickly as possible. I'm somewhat surprised that the board has chosen to hire a high-powered, expensive law firm at the taxpayer's expense. I'm somewhat disappointed by that. I'm representing myself pro se, and I will continue to do so during the course of this litigation. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to resolving this matter as quickly as possible, win or lose.
Thank you, Mr. Citron. Any other comments?
Sure. Hello, board. I'm Claudio Guzzoni, and I'm the petitioner in this action. We would like to say at our Office of the Public Advocate that we would like to open up the 151 uncontested votes as quickly as possible. There is no reason why these votes should not be counted. We're not contesting them. The village is not contesting them. All we need is a stipulation from both parties to say that we would like to open them up in front of the Board of Elections in Goshen, in front of the two commissioners. We have proposed two stipulations. They've both been ignored, played around with. So, I say, let's count these 151 votes. After that, who knows? Maybe Mayor McFadden's lead is insurmountable and this will become moot. Or maybe Mr. Citron's lead will be insurmountable and all this case will go away. Secondly, I'd like to ensure that Mayor McFadden is correctly recused from all proceedings. It's nice if you guys want, if you guys consult him in any way, there will be a deposition and we'll find out, and you're going to have to be personally responsible for the amount that you're paying the election attorneys. This is not his personal campaign attorney. If he wants a personal campaign attorney, Mr. McFadden can hire a personal campaign attorney with his own funds. Secondly, I too want to express my disappointment in the $60,000 or $75,000 that the village is paying for retainer for this high-powered law firm that is meant to fight an Article 78. There's no need for that. This is taxpayer money. You guys already spent close to $100,000 against one single individual, two single individuals, if you count Mark. It's not needed. Just count the votes. Count the 151 votes to begin with. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Okay, any comments from the public on Zoom? See two other participants. If you would like to make a comment, feel free to take yourself off mute. Okay, having given the Zoom audience an opportunity to make a comment, we'll close the public comment session and move on to the resolutions that have been published for the public's awareness. Okay, this first resolution is discharging our current village special counsel in litigation filed against the village clerk in the village of Tuxedo Park. The whereases have been presented to everybody at this table as well as published. So I will just make a motion that the village board hereby discharges special counsel Ferrick Nugent McCartney from continuing to represent the village and the village clerk in litigation entitled Guazzoni versus the Village of Tuxedo Park et al., index number EF 004013-2023. That the Board of Trustees desires to hire independent legal counsel to handle said litigation, that the village mayor and any officer, employee, or consultant as directed by the mayor is authorized to carry out the provision of this resolution. This resolution shall be effective immediately. Do I hear a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Next resolution, this deals with the hiring of Santiago Berger LLP and Joe Burns Esquire to handle litigation filed against village clerk and Village of Tuxedo Park. As the whereases have been presented to everybody at this table and published for the public, I make a motion that the village board authorize the retention of the law firm of Santiago Berger LLP to represent the village and the village clerk in litigation entitled Guazzoni versus the Village of Tuxedo Park, index number EF 004013-2023, and such firm shall be compensated at a rate set forth in any agreement for legal services entered into with the village board. That the village mayor, or in the case of his absence or recusal, the deputy mayor, and any officer, employee, or consultant as directed by the mayor or deputy mayor is authorized to carry out the provisions of this resolution. This resolution shall be effective immediately. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, two more to go. This resolution is designated the clerk Elizabeth Doherty as the primary contact for legal counsel handling litigation filed against the Village of Tuxedo Park and the village clerk. As the whereases have been presented to everybody on this board, as well as the public, I make a motion that the village board hereby appoints Elizabeth Doherty as a primary contact for the Village of Tuxedo Park and the village board of trustees to communicate with legal counsel in the litigation entitled Guazzoni versus the Village of Tuxedo Park, index number EF 004013-2023. That the village mayor, or in the case of his absence or recusal, the deputy mayor, and any officer, employee, or consultant as directed by the mayor or deputy mayor is authorized to carry out the provisions of this resolution. That this resolution shall be effective immediately. Do we hear a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, ayes have it. Last resolution. This resolution is for hiring Harris Beach to handle litigation filed against the village clerk in the Village of Tuxedo Park. As the whereases have been presented to the board as well as the public, I make a motion that the law firm of Harris Beach PLLC is authorized to appear on behalf of the village and the village board and shall be compensated at a rate set forth in any legal agreement as presented to the village board, and that trustee Casker shall serve as the primary contact person in this litigation. The village mayor, or in his absence or recusal, the deputy mayor, any officer, employees, or consultant as directed by the mayor or deputy mayor is authorized to carry out the provisions of this resolution. This resolution shall be effective immediately. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Having taken care of everything on this agenda, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Aye.